Abby from Make Life Your Runway, and I'm here with a Get Ready With Me. I asked in last week's video, what do you want to see next? And one request was to do a Get Ready With Me with my spring makeup capsule products. So that's what we're going to do. Of course, I'm barefaced. We'll jump into my skin prep and then my makeup selection and application. So if that sounds like something you'd like to watch, then just keep watching. Here we go. Alright, skin prep is just as important as actual makeup application and products. So let's talk about what I have done so far. I washed my face with the CeraVe. This is the Renewing Salicylic Acid Cleanser. As you can see, I've been using her up. We really like CeraVe products over here. After I washed, then I went in with this next set of products. If you watched my haul, you saw me haul this and talk about it, but it is the Believe in Truth Aqua Bomb the toner. So I like to do this first just to have a little moisture on my skin so the rest of the products will apply. So we have this on for the first product after cleanser. Then I go in with eye cream, which today is the Believe in Truth Moisturizing Eye Balm. Just this little sample size that came in a TJ Maxx set. I really like this stuff. I think that it absorbs really nicely and easily into the skin, almost like silk. I don't know, the gel texture is really nice. The skin seems to really like it. My moisturizer, I'll go in with the Believe in Truth. This is the Aqua Bomb. Again, this is a gel-like product, so it absorbs really easily into the skin, and I like to use this day or night. I let that kind of sit on my face for a few minutes, and then I went in with SPF, which is currently Paula's Choice Resist Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid. This is SPF 50. I do really like this stuff. Absorb easily into the skin. It doesn't leave any sort of cast and it's not hard to melt into my skin. I let this sit for as long as possible. Like today it has sat for about a half hour. But the longer you can let that sit and absorb, the less likely your makeup's going to peel. On my lip is the e.l.f. Ride or Die. This one is in Mighty Mint. I like this. It is like a very thick consistency, so if it's like cold in your room or if you're outside, this is really hard to apply, but if it's kind of warm or room temperature, then it's nice, and obviously it looks really glossy. So that is what I did for prep. As always, I have psoriasis flaring on my face here, and on my neck. I do put cream on it. It's a full-time job, and sometimes I just let it ride its life, its best life on my face. So that won't fully be covered by the makeup application, and that's okay. But let's get into products. So these are Rolling Project Pan products. They are spring makeup capsule products. We have it all over here, and I haven't shown you guys my makeup application in so long. It's quick. I go so fast, and let's just get into it. Okay, first product up. Let's go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is a glow booster for radiant skin. Mine is in Fair. This is really nice because it has the consistency of a foundation. So if you wanted this to be your foundation for the day, it totally could. But it obviously is light enough coverage that you can do a actual foundation on top of it. So I'm pretty generous with the application of it. Okay, I had to adjust some things to get makeup out. I don't have the best lighting situation for these Get Ready With Me's. But if it's truly something you guys want to see more often, then I can work through that. Otherwise, this is what we have today. Alright, and then I also like to go in with the Milani Supercharge Pink Rose. This is a brightener, and this I will go ahead and put under my eyes. I'm pretty generous with it. I will just do it here and then here, and then we will just go ahead and use a beauty blender, and I'll press that brightener in first on both sides, and then I'll go through and press the e.l.f. all the way into my skin. As you can see, it's really natural coverage, not a major glow, but definitely a little glow happening. So I like it. I sometimes will just go in with concealer from here and just build a full face just off of that e.l.f. product. And I think that's really what I like most about it. Also, it allows me to use less foundation because it already has a little bit of something happening and I just need to even out my skin from here. But let's go in with the It Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow. This one is in the color Fair. And for this one, I use about 2 pumps on my beauty blender. Pretty small pumps. And then I'll just dot it around my face first. Just get it all on there. And then I'll start blending it out from there. Okay, this is the It Cosmetics All Blend into my skin. Super light coverage. As you can see, it's not much more coverage than what the e.l.f. did. But it is like glowy. I think my face just looks healthy after I've applied both products, but again, not a high coverage situation. So we're going to go in and add coverage in with a couple of products, first being concealer. This is the Maybelline Eraser. This is just a classic product here. Mine is in 120. Twist it up, and then I will do a pretty big triangle here. And then after that, I'll go in with this older product. This is the Maybelline Better Skin. They don't even make this anymore. It's so sad. But I like to do it for my lids. And then I'll kind of tap a little bit underneath just to add a little bit more color and coverage underneath. And then I'll go in and just press it all in again with my beauty blender. I do try to keep it light under my eyes, especially as I get older. It really is true, as you get older, less is more with your makeup. So I would rather have a more lighter coverage but dewy skin than something a little bit thicker, because I have lines under my eyes and I have lines here. So thicker products settle mostly right here. That's why I have to be really careful with the foundations that I use, especially like matte full coverage products. Matte doesn't do well on my skin, period, because I have such dry skin. But especially you add in like that matte full coverage, it just sinks into everything. So I have to be careful with that. Powders too, you gotta be careful with powders too. So you'll see I have a pretty light hand with those products. But here's what we look like with the concealer. And I think it looks good. I think we're maybe at a medium coverage at this point. But once we hit the powder, it's like a medium plus at that point. Makeup basket. I talked about how I pulled out a bunch of powders and I'm just trying to figure out what I like using. And the first one that we're going to use is to set the under eyes. We're going to go in with the classic, oh hey, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. This one is in Fair. So I'm going to use this brush. My brushes are used, okay? Alright, so we're going to tap just a little bit in. We don't want to use too much. We're going to tap out under eyes and just very lightly place the powder there. Same on the other side. Yep, that looks good. Then to set the rest of the face, we're going to go with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder. This particular one is in light, so it has just a little bit of coverage, and you honestly don't need a ton of that. So we're going to use a powder brush just to press it into my skin. I mostly want to take out tackiness in my face so that the other products lay nicely over it. Because from here, the products are going to be powder. Touch test, touch test. Okay, we need just a little bit more. Okay, this is what we are looking like with all of the foundation products, base products down. We have the primer, we have the concealers, we have the foundation, and everything looks so good. Kind of get around my mouth a little bit more. All right, the next product we're going to go in with is bronzer. Okay, for bronzer, this is what we picked from last week's capsule, spring capsule. So this is ColourPop, and it's this bronzer, and it is called In It to Win It. Who knows with ColourPop if they still use this or not, but I really love that it's a little bit of a glowy bronzer. So I'm just going to take a thicker Real Techniques brush. And if you missed it, I did on my channel a spring makeup capsule. So we went through my collection and pulled out products that I feel like are spring. So we made a sub collection out of those, or a capsule if you will. And those are the products that I'm using for all of springtime, which is kind of fun. It just helps me really play with my makeup and explore my collection. So that video is on my channel where we picked out the products, and we also did like some rearranging of my beauty room if you're curious about what the rest of this room looks like. And then from there, we've been doing bi-weekly makeup baskets where we pull from the spring capsule, and I use the makeup and decide also if I'm going to keep it or declutter it. We got rid of 2 products from the last round, which is really nice. And then we have some chopping block items. We also have some items that I'm like scared, that have been in my collection forever, and like maybe the color scheme scares me a little bit or whatever. So yeah, those are in there too. Not today. We're not using those today. We're not gonna be scared today, but yeah, I think we look good with bronzer. I kind of take it above my contour but below my cheekbone, just to kind of lift my face, and then I do it along my hairline, down my nose, under my lip, and then down my neck. And you can see it's just like a very subtle glow, and it blends nicely into the skin. Okay, I actually am not going to go in with highlighter because I pulled this product last week, used it, and immediately love it, and it's very glowy. But let's just break it down. I'm talking about the AOA. This is the Lumi Radiant Blush. This one is in Frantic Pink 96. This is so pretty. It's like a blush topper. It can be used like a blush alone, but the color is a little too much for me. So I also pulled this product in our last Shop My Stash. This is Maybelline Fit Me and Pink Rose. So we're going to set this down first as the base. And I'm going to use, I really like the Wet n Wild contour brush for blush. So we're going to tap it in and create a base. And I basically go from like this point back, and I am stamping, not rubbing. And if I go this way with a light hand, then I can really control how much product I put. And plus, this is a very buildable product. You're not really going to get out of hand with it, but I just kind of do a few layers here. Very, very natural, but it's still noticeable what's happening, which we love that in a blush. I think that's my favorite kind of blush as I get older and explore my preferences. I like natural blush, but you can still see it with like blinding highlight. I'm still on the blinding highlight train. I don't know about you, but we're riding it. We're probably conducting the train at this point. All right, then we're gonna take this product. It is so pretty. Although I will say if you have a lot of texture on your skin, it might emphasize it, but the beauty of it might be worth it. I don't know. But we're just gonna tap it over where we just were. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, they were, you see it, right? They were not joking with Radiant. You don't need much of it, but like, what? It is so freaking pretty. And then I'm going to go with my powder brush and just kind of stamp it in a little bit. So that's everything for the face. Now we're going to go into eyes with the Norvina by ABH. And this is a very beautiful spring palette with the purples and the browns and the pops of pink. So the first thing I'm going to do is get these creases out of my eyes from the concealer. I'm going to go in with base, and with that we're going to set down that concealer. Okay, next we're going to go in with this brown tone called Incense, and I already did it on one eye, so we'll do it on the other eye, staying above the crease. Very, very light hand, and then I'll build it up with a few layers using this Morphe M518. It's like a crease brush, and then I'll build up this side just a little bit more. We'll go in with Eccentric, which is kind of a yellow tone brown. Again, same thing, light hand, just building up the crease. We're going to go over it with this beautiful purple tone. I'm just going to take my finger and dab it onto my lid. And don't worry about being messy with it. It will blend out and work out. Now, this eyeshadow color with my cheeks might be a bit much, but that's okay. We can just kind of make it pretty faded and just take a champagne color and just dab it over top. So the purple comes through just a little bit, but not much. Actually, I think that might have covered it up. Let's blend that out. Same brush. Let's just dab a little bit more purple onto the center. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just kind of like a touch of purple, nothing crazy. Blend the edges back to that base color. That's literally all we're gonna do to the eyes. So we're gonna go in brows with the Too Faced brow wig. This one's in taupe, and this has fibers in it. So I like to put this in my brows first, let it kind of set down a little bit, go in with my mascara, and then fill in any gaps that I have in my brows after with a pencil. I just find it's the easiest way for me to do my brows. We're gonna go in with the Lash Princess mascara, the coral one. I really like this one. Okay, I got a little wild with my mascara, so I just let it dry for a few minutes, and then I went in with a Q-tip, and that, of course, gets it all off, which we love. Then we are going to go in with a brow product. Let's do the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Defender in taupe. This is the thinner one. They have a thicker one, which is nice too. And I'm just going to kind of fill in anywhere that looks like it needs it. I do like to look pretty natural with my makeup. Like an elevated natural. I feel like it's all filled in pretty well. To kind of look from a distance too. And then we'll just kind of brush it out so it's all even. Usually I'll stop there, but recently I've been doing one extra step, which is going over it with a clear brow gel. This is the Merit one. Just as like a final lock and load, but sometimes I don't do this part. And then we're going to set everything with the Milani Make It Last. Okay, we didn't pick any lip products for the capsule because I have narrowed down my lip products to just all sit here, so I grab them as needed. So let's go in with the Maybelline Super Stay Vinyl Ink. You gotta shake them. You gotta shake them. If you don't shake them, you probably won't like them, but if you shake them, you'll get the hype. This color is 35 Cheeky. This is kind of a mixture of a lip gloss and a liquid lipstick. It's just not as dry as liquid lipsticks. It's kind of a My Lips But Better color. Okay, this is what the final product looks like. Super glowy skin. Everything else is looking really natural. I'm going to take you guys to the sunlight so you can see what it really looks like. Okay, here's what we look like in the natural light. Oh my gosh, that glow is from that blush, that AOA blush. We did not do any other sort of highlighter on top of it. If you look back, which is where, this is where most people see me from, you can just see it looks like it's natural, it's glowy. I'm just like my face, but a little bit more elevated. And then when you come in to look at it, it just looks bright, young, cute. I don't know, I really like it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for wanting to see a Get Ready With Me. Again, if this is something you want to continue to see on my channel, I'll get better with the lighting. I just never know. Like, you guys request it, but they're like the lowest viewed video, so I never know what to do about that or with that, but maybe we just do it, and if you want to see it, you see it. But anyways, thank you all so much for being here. Let me know what spring products you're using, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.